people? Today, we're going to talk about exchanges. I mean, you've heard about some incredible protocols. There's so many more we can have long, great, amazing discussions about. But how do you access these? I know some of you DeFi wizards out there are like, dude, stop telling me things I already know. Okay, I know how to use an exchange. I know how to use a DeFi exchange. I know sexes, dexes. I know T-Rexes, okay? That's fine. That's fine. But I'm going to go over it anyway, just in case there's a newcomer or two around here. All right? All right? For all of you old-timers, put it on 2x speed and, like, say thanks or something, you know, whatever. Pump the stock. Pump the crypt. Hit that sub. Dub the sub. Anyway, exchanges, all right? They're the on and off ramps that absolutely anybody can use. It makes things much easier. They deal with the dirty, dirty fiat and turn it into nice, clean crypto for you, okay? They turn all of these different dollars or yuan or freaking euro, whatever euro into, they will put that on an exchange for you and let you swap that for actual backed currencies. You can get your good old Bitcoin. You can get your, wrapped dollars, which are basically stablecoins, okay? You can get a better dollar than the dollar you just gave them. People are actually dumb enough to trade their quality crypto for US dollars or other dollar or other assets, other fiat currencies, other printed into existence things. And I am so grateful for you. Please keep donating to me. I mean, selling to me. Yeah, it's not donations. Totally not donations. So anyway, these are the on and off ramps. Okay? Because sometimes, as much as we like our crypto, we do have to pay the tax man, and he still wants his garbage toilet paper money. Okay? So, look, sometimes you need a little dollar liquidity real quick. So, quick way to get it, go to an exchange. There's a bunch of different exchanges out there. Okay? The problem with these exchanges, though, is most of them have drastically limited options compared to, like, DeFi and stuff. These are really for more of the big boy cryptos, okay? It's your Bitcoins, it's your Ethereum, you got your Avex, your Solana, all the names you've ever heard of that are like big. But if you really want to get in some of the interesting stuff, the newest stuff, oftentimes you might have to work a little harder to get with that. You have to go venture out. But for a newcomer, these are perfect, okay? It's kind of just an easy mode. You're going to pay a little bit more in fees oftentimes, but those fees come for something. You get extra security to a small extent, okay? They can't save you if you lose your seed phrase or something. We got a video here about that. Please, please, please use protection, mental protection. Maybe other kinds too. But these things are idiot-proof to a extent, okay? You're not going to accidentally get something that's pretending to be Bitcoin that's definitely not, like you can if you're really not paying attention in DeFi. If it says Bitcoin, it's Bitcoin here, unless it's Bitcoin with extra letters, which they shouldn't list that in my opinion, but that's my own personal take on the matter. But look, you got two ends of the spectrum. Over here, you got your Binance, all right? They have deep liquidity, tons of people use them all around the world. Let's not dig into all the activities that go on there, but look, they list a lot of coins, a lot of people use them. And let's be real, VPN gets you on it no matter where you are, even if it is kind of blocked in a lot of countries. And then on the other hand, you've got your things like your Coinbases and your Kraken, okay? These are trying to be the ultra-regulated good boys. And yeah, they have a couple of brush-ins with the law, but that's only because the U.S. government is so scared of crypto, it can't stop jumping over itself. And let's be real, Gary Gensler's like, trying to wear crypto as a skin suit or something, despite the fact he was previously shilling coins. Now he's all of a sudden got it on for trying to destroy him or go after anybody doing something interesting. But that can be saved for another time. And of course, in the middle, you've got your things like crypto.com and some other places. But this is kind of your bell curve. The people trying to be super good boys and the people that you can't even tell where they're actually based. But despite all this, there's a lot of commonalities between these different things. Sure, Binance has like 10 times the coins that Coinbase does. But ultimately, they work in very similar fashions. They both operate on what's called trading pairs. Now, if you're used to doing your old brokerage thing where you buy your stocks and hope they go up, or maybe even you're clever and you sell calls or buy calls and stuff like that, you're not used to trading pairs. You're used to, okay, I pay you $1, you give me the thingy, whatever the thingy is I bought, and it's a price. Well, in crypto, A lot of people don't want your dollary dues, okay? I want your Bitcoins. I want your Ethereums. Please send here. Yes, put up an address. Let them send here. I love donations. They're great. I will take that all day. If you want to send fiat, look, pack it up. We'll find an address. You can ship the cereal boxes full of paper money. And, we all use toilet paper here. Just in case there's a pandemic, gotta keep some around. But we like to use trading pairs here. So your Bitcoin versus Ethereum, instead of using dollars in these exchanges, you trade X amount of an asset like Bitcoin for X amount of Ethereum. And that's how you get a price on a lot of these. Now, for a lot of people, they don't feel super comfortable using things that aren't dollar denominated. They're just used to it. They need something to ease them in. And so we have stable coin trading pairs. So you can take something like DAI or DM or, USDC, and you can put that against a Bitcoin and say, okay, we will denominate the Bitcoin in USDC or DAI or DM. And now you can just buy it with X amount of that, which is basically just in dollars. And a lot of people feel comfortable with this. But it's not you paying that asset for these things through a one-to-one transaction. There is a pair of assets that swap at this current rate. Now, I know this is a little hard to wrap your head around, but it's basically just the exchange rate between these two different things that look like currencies. And for all practical senses, this is like a Forex exchange for anybody who's familiar with that. But instead of having to do it with massive, tens of thousands or 50,000 denominations as the default for one unit, and yes, a lot of people have told me they have messed up and did not realize that when it came time to pay the bill, they were in trouble. In crypto, it's literally one for one, okay? Like if it says this, it's on its face value, whatever it is. One Bitcoin for $40, $50, $60, $200,000, whatever it is, that's one unit of it. And that's how these things trade. And as people progress, we're probably going to consolidate more and more and start seeing a lot more Bitcoin versus thing pairs as opposed to, stable coins versus things pairs. But that's up to the market. It's certainly not my call. There's also another thing that you might notice on some of these exchanges that you don't see elsewhere. You see, the exchanges charge trading fees, and nobody likes to pay high fees, all right? We want to pay as little fees as humanly possible. The less we pay in fees, the more we get to keep for ourselves. So, all these places know that, especially Binance. And so, a lot of them issue what's called an exchange token. Now, it's not equity or anything in the trade, in the exchange. No. These exchange tokens, they're a clever little trick. You see, if you pay with them, you end up paying a much lower trading fee oftentimes. Sometimes massively so. I've even heard of places that actually don't make you pay a trading fee at all if you hold so much of the exchange token. The exchange token is often sold initially to give operating capital to the exchange, so they have the liquidity to be the market maker for different pairs of tokens. That way, you can get to trading and trade a lot easily without having to wait for anybody to come along. Because sometimes when you're doing centralized exchanges, you have to wait for somebody for a tremendous amount of time to do a particular trade you might want to do. For more on this and why you don't want to do this and go to DeFi and get your trades done immediately, we have a video for you. Now, these exchange tokens are really useful for reducing fees, but what else can they do? Well, some and more these days, exchanges are offering their own blockchain. Some of these are side chains that are their own little thing. Some of them are layer 2s like Coinbase's Base. Yeah, clever naming there. Now, on, for example, Binance Smart Chain, their exchange token, BNB token, can be used to pay gas fees on the network. This is actually a pretty useful tool. The fees associated with gas on there are very, very cheap. And so a lot of people like to use that as a jumping off point. They go to their Binance, they get some BNB, and eventually they go into the DeFi system in Binance. And it's a good on-ramping system for people into DeFi, and it's a cheap and effective way to do it. And they have just a little bit of oversight from Binance. But on other things, like Coinbase's Layer 2, they have other systems that help foster innovation. Now, there's a whole bunch of different ways they can do this, and honestly, that could be its own separate video, so I won't go into it too deeply. But they're seeing a lot of innovation in these different crypto exchanges. They're trying out new things, new types of marketplaces. Now, while they may make NFT marketplaces that cost $100 million to build for Coinbase, and that is just ridiculous, they're trying, and they're making new and sometimes interesting systems. As long as they keep innovating, unlike the stale old centralized systems of yonder years, we will keep reaping the benefits. For the future is being built. It's time for us to go out there and find it. Enjoy it. Enjoy what's yours for the taking. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Like, subscribe, comment. Tell me, what's your favorite crypto exchange? Is there one we should talk about in more detail? Is there one we should tell people to stay away from? I have some thoughts. Do you care to hear them? I care to hear yours. I get that dinosaur meat. I chomp it. It's good. It's tasty. Look.